Stay tuned to the end of this video to learn how you can enter the giveaway for this basketball roll from poolboysports.com. Hey y'all, welcome to Backroads DIY. Today's video, we're going to see what's inside this box here from poolboysports.com. Sure, by taking a look at the outside, you can probably guess what it is. My kids and I are super excited, so let's just get into it. All right, I got everything out of the box. I just wanted to kind of show you how well everything was packed before I start ripping everything open. Backboard, packed really nice, wrapped in plastic. It has nice foam around the corners to prevent any damage. All the basketballs, all the post, the base itself is also wrapped up. There's some parts on what's included, instructions. Everything is packaged very nice. All right, I'm going to set this up. I'm going to go ahead and get everything taken out of its packaging, and we'll check back in. All right, get everything unpacked. Just want to kind of go through and talk about all the different elements that were in that package. They also provide a piece of paper that shows everything that's included, but you have your base here. This is a really nice design, especially for shipping or storage. But the rim actually fits into the bottom of the base. It's molded, so it just sits in there. Packages up nice and small if you want to store it away. The net also already comes installed on the rim, which is a nice bonus if you don't have experience doing that. It can be a little tricky the first time. I've stored plenty of nets in my lifetime, and they give you an extra backup net, which is nice. You get 3 composite leather basketballs. If you can see the backboard there, that is a tempered acrylic backboard, and it actually has a protective cover on it right now, just an extra layer of protection. Got your backboard braces, your post braces, rod for the reel, your post that hooks into the base, and then another post that slides inside of that for adjustability. This basketball goal can be set at 3 different heights, so it's great for kids of all ages or adults. I think I may be actually more excited about it than my kids. Don't tell them. Comes with all the necessary hardware, wheels for the base to be able to move it around, an air pump, and actually inside of the air pump, if I can do this one-handed here, this little flap pops open, and the needle actually, I don't know if I can get that there, the needle is actually stored inside of the pump, so that's nice and convenient. I always tend to lose these and end up buying them. Packages of like 20 of them. And then you also have your instructions. This is nice. I'll pause here for a second so you can scan that if you want to. But it will actually take you to Poolboy Sports' website, and you can view all the instructions there. You can also watch a video, a step-by-step video on how to assemble the basketball goal. Seems really easy. I think one person can accomplish it no problem. They do recommend maybe a second set of hands just for putting the backboard on the post. May go a little quicker that way, but I'm a one-man band for this video, so I'm going to do it all myself. Before I set you up and kind of run through the actual installation myself, I am thoroughly impressed with the quality of the product. The metal is thick. It's a nice thick gauge. It is powder coated. It's not just painted. It actually has powder coating. It's powder coated twice for durability and weather resistance. The rim is as well. Like I said, the backboard is tempered acrylic. It's nice and thick. It's heavy. The composite leather balls feel nice. It just feels like a very well-made, well-constructed toy here. We have, let's see, our family, I have twin 10-year-olds. So they are rough on things. We have went through several different types of basketball goals, and they always end up broken. I always have to tell my kids, hey, please don't dunk or don't play so hard, because I'm always worried that the basketball goal is going to break, and they have broken many. This, the way it's designed, the way it's built, I'm really hopeful on the way this is going to stand up. I'll have some clips at the end of the video showing my kids playing on it. They can be rough on it. I mean, it's all welded metal. You know, I was buying epoxy and screws and bolts, trying to piece things back together, and bungee cords and tape. And if I just would have went this route initially, I think that would have eliminated all the unnecessary patches that I've had to do in the past. Is this a cheap setup? No, but you're also paying for quality. This runs normally $3.99 on Amazon. I will put a link in the description for it. Right now, as me shooting this video, it is $2.99, which is a heck of a deal for this. Like I said, I'm really impressed with the construction of it, the materials used. That's enough talking. I am going to set this up on a tripod here and start assembly. If you don't want to watch the assembling video, go ahead and fast forward. I have chapters listed. You can scroll on and see what this looks like fully completed. All right, I'm hoping you'll be able to see this well enough in frame. One thing I did forget to mention is that all the hardware is also stainless steel, so it's not going to rust out in the weather. All right, first thing we're going to do is I went ahead and put a little bit of water in the base just to give it a little bit of stability. It's still, you know, really light, but once we start adding items on here, so when I get a little front heavy, that just keeps it from wanting to tip over. So the first thing we're going to do is grab our base and our upright pole here. This nut, it says, needs to be facing the rear, so we are going to stand it up, a nut facing the back or the fill. We're just going to prop that in there, and that should want to stand up just like that. Oh, not like that. There we go. Helps if you push it in there a little further. All right, and then next we're going to grab our wheels, our two wheels, and the support rod that will link the wheels and the post to the base. So we're going to insert the rod. Put it through the wheel, force it through the post, keep going, and then through the other wheel, and then out the other side, just like that. All right, next we're going to grab our two bottom braces, our two base braces. We're also going to grab two of the kind of middle size bolts. There's only two of these, and one of the two long ones. All right, first thing we're going to do is take all the nuts off, and we're also going to need both of our wrenches. So we're going to put one brace, sit this one down, or put the brace on one side, put the bolt through it, through the post, and then take the other brace, put it on, and then we're going to capture that with a washer and our nylon nut. And we'll get those finger tight to start off with. And then we'll take our two smaller bolts, take one nut, one washer off each one. And then these run from the bottom of the base up through the bottom and through the brace, and then washer and nut back on, and then other side. Brace goes on and washer and nut. And we'll just take both of our wrenches and take these down. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten all three of these and come right back. All right, the table may look a little different than my last cut. I'm gonna pretend that I did not just put the post on the backboard without putting the rim on. Yeah, like I said, if it's not on video and I didn't post it, it didn't happen, right? So we're gonna try this again. So what really helps if you have all of the pieces, and also if you read the instructions, which I usually fail to do and then realize my mistake afterwards. But what you're going to need is you're going to need the rim this time. You're going to need the post, backboard post, as well as the backboard and our 4 nuts and bolts. All right, so it is recommended that you have an extra set of hands. I am stubborn and I am not going to ask for help from my wife or kids. We are just going to wing this and see how it turns out. So far, so good. All right, we're going to put a couple of our bolts in. A bolt and 1 washer. And we are going to move this out of the way. And we're going to attempt to slide those through. All right. Not too bad. And we're going to stand this up. And now let's see if we can put our post on the backboard. I can't see the camera, so hopefully this is in frame. If it's not, just close your eyes and pretend, or watch the video instructions on poolboysports.com. All right, I'm gonna get these finger tight right now. And just double checking, I do have the rim the right way. That would have been a horrible mistake to make if I had that upside down and tightened all this, but we are good to go there. I'm going to put this in time lapse so you don't have to watch me struggle putting the rest of these on and tightening. And I only say struggle because it's still like 90 degrees out here at 8 o'clock at night. The actual installation of this is really straightforward, especially if you watch the directions. All right, enough talking, more time lapse. All right, it's on. It's amazing how much more this looks like a basketball goal whenever you actually put the rim on. But I digress. All right, the next step is to take this whole assembly and put it onto our base. It's hiding back there in the background, so let's go ahead and do that now. There's a little plastic piece that just keeps it from wanting to jiggle back and forth. I'm going to take that out and then put it on the backboard post, and we will just slide this right in, just like that. All right, we got our goal up here on the table. I've moved you all up a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm also getting dripped on by my deck up above me. What a great choice to videotape after a thunderstorm. But oh well. All right, so what we need now is we need our 2 backboard braces. That look like they're just going to go here and here. And then we need the only 3 bolts that we have left. So let's get these undone, get these ready. All right, First thing we're going to start with is we're going to put these up here, and let's see how this looks. Yeah, I think it goes the other way. Oh, okay, so they are, one's left-handed, one's right-handed. Again, if you read the instructions, you probably know that more than I do. So, and these are threaded little nuts inside of the metal here. So we're just trying to get those started by hand. Awesome. Next one, we'll do this one right this time. Oh, what fun is it if you just cut out all the mistakes, right? Hopefully you can get a good laugh at it, and hopefully you don't make some of the mistakes I do. But if you do, look, it'll still work out. All right, next we want our long bolt. Comes up from the bottom, comes through hole number 1, and theoretically hole number 2 and 3. And then washer and nut, and our wrenches again. And this one's long, so I'm going to time lapse this again. All right, those are done. And what we have left are our height settings. So this is adjustable. It is nice and tight. There's a little plastic piece in here that keeps it from wanting to rattle back and forth. But there's actually 2 separate kind of locks here. This one can feed through side to side to lock it at 3 separate heights, which is nice. Or you can also put this in and lock it down wherever you want it. So I'm going to lift this up, put that through, and we will capture it right there. We can tighten this up just to, if there was any kind of wobbliness to it, this would help push it forward, and remove that. And look at that, we are done with the goal, and we have no extra pieces. So that's awesome. Always, when I built Legos growing up, always had extra pieces. Not sure if you're not supposed to or not, but I always did. Spin it around, get a look at it here. Hopefully you can see that. And that is a great looking basketball goal. I'd only have maybe a gallon and a half, possibly 2 gallons of water in there. It's still pretty solid. It wants to tip forward. I need to add the rest of the water once I get it up on our deck over there. But this is stout. This is rigid. I think this is going to hold up for a long time. I am going to air up the basketballs here and get this up on the deck, maybe hide from the kids, and take a few shots. Basketball shots. All right, get our 3 basketballs. Like I said earlier, these are composite leather. They have a real nice feel to them. These are size 5 basketballs, but I got my air pump and the handy dandy needle that stores in the handle. We're gonna throw that on. All right, got that installed. Now it's time to pump it up. This is gonna be really boring, so we're gonna time lapse this. All right, it's not too bad. We'll keep them. We won't overinflate them. We don't want them to bounce all over anyway. I'm sure we'll be chasing them outside of the pool anyway. But here's one. I'm going to pause this, air up the other 2, move the goal, fill it up with water, and I'll be right back. All right, there it is. This thing probably has I don't know, maybe 5 gallons or so water, maybe 6 gallons, but weighs, you know, probably north of 50-60 pounds easily. I just lifted it up by the rim. That thing is stout, as I said before. The wheels are super nice, so I'm just going to pull this forward, and I'm using a video with one hand, just using 2 fingers, and I can wheel this thing back and forth, no problem. Set it down. I'm putting pretty good force on that, and it's wanting to stay put. Let's put this in position here and see how many shots I can either make or miss. All right, let's give it a test. Got 3 shots here. Here's the ball, size-wise. If you're curious how many pumps it takes to fill this ball up, the answer is 72. Now, I didn't fill it up all the way, but just if you're a nerd like I am, 72 pumps gets you here. All right, try shooting this one-handed. Yes, I'm making excuses in case I miss it. Let's take a shot. All right, 0 for 1. Let's grab the other ball and try again. 0 for 2. It's maybe a long night. All right, 3rd try. All right, you always end on a make. We'll stop there. 1 for 3. All right, these things, even when wet, they're not super slippery. They're nice. Water goes off of them. This goal, I know I've said it many times. I'll keep saying it. This thing is a beast. It is it's well made. It's good quality steel, powder coated stainless steel, acrylic backboard. This thing is built to last. I thoroughly thank Pool Boy Sports for sending this over. This is their Pool Boy Elite Edition. I ask that you please go visit their website, poolboysports.com. I will also link them in the description. Go check out their Amazon page. Pick you up one of these. They're on sale right now. You will not regret it. Please support the companies that support us. Sorry, it started to rain. The kids are still playing in the pool here, shooting around. Here's how you can enter the giveaway for this basketball goal. What I need you to do is to like the video, please. If you're willing, please also subscribe. And then I also need you to comment down below. Just put any kind of comment in there, how you would use the goal, what you like about it. Just any kind of comment. We'll use the comments, we'll use the likes, we'll put that in a random picker online, and then we will pick one of you all to win this basketball goal, and we will ship it out to you. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.
Can't you?